The 4 amp Verreal F1 charger has been charging on my 4 amp Revel drive battery for about 3 minutes now, and it hasn't gone boom. No sparking issues, no fires, so I'd consider that a good sign. I'm going to check in with this every 10 minutes to see how it works out, and hopefully, if I'm correct, this should charge it in 40 or 50, maybe 60 minutes, compared to the much slower 3 amp or stock 2 amp charger. So yeah, it's coming up to 4 minutes now, still no issues. This is a good sign. Here's the size comparison from the 4 amp charger that I'm using from a Verreal F1 compared to the stock 2 amp charger block. So as you can see, quite a difference in terms of weight, in terms of size, in terms of width. Obviously faster charger, bigger charger, kind of goes without saying, but that's the example if people want to see it. 10 minutes later and still no complaints from the battery. It hasn't gone boom. As far as heat's concerned, the charger's getting a tiny bit warm, but barely noticeable, so it's coping well. 30 minutes in and the battery is still good. Just checking on the heat. It's starting to heat up a tiny bit more, that's to be expected. Battery doesn't feel warm, which is a good sign. I'd say we're at the halfway point for charging this lower capacity 4 amp battery. We've reached the benchmark of 60 minutes, which I expected it to maybe charge quicker, but it's fine because the benchmark to beat is 90 minutes. So I've still got a bit of time left, and 10 minutes can make all the difference when it comes to charging electric skateboards. As for the charger, still the exact same heat as it was before, which is great. So that's very good to know in terms of heat dissipation. Alright, so we finally fully charged this battery. Bearing in mind I started off at the 25% low voltage warning, so I got a full charge using a 4 amp charger on a 4 amp battery in 65 minutes, which is very good to hear. So if I was to drain this battery down to nothing, absolutely nothing, which is not a good idea, in theory it would take, let's say, 70 minutes or so to fully charge, and I'm going to recreate this challenge using the larger 6 amp hour battery next. But first, I just want to see how it shows up on the remote when I reconnect this battery with the board. So there you go, it fully works, shows up on the remote as it should when fully charged. Overall, very good result. Now on to the next battery, the 6 amp hour larger capacity. Just to correct myself, the standard charger would take 120 minutes to charge the 4 amp hour battery, whereas my 4 amp charger from Verreal and their F1 model took 65 minutes. If I was to buy the 3 amp faster charger from Revel, it would take 90 minutes to full charge the smaller 4 amp battery. So yeah, definitely faster. With day 2, this time I'm going to attempt to fast charge the larger 6 amp hour battery using my Verreal F1 4 amp charger. This is in comparison to the 2 amp stock or their attempt at faster, which is 3 amps. Go! 30 minutes later and I'm doing a quick checkup on the battery. The battery itself isn't feeling warm. The charger is starting to get warm as expected, but no issues so far. The battery became fully charged at 110 minutes. I'm thinking this is 105 to 110 minutes considering the battery was starting to cut out a bit on me, so I really did drain it down. However, I'm not convinced that Revel's 3 amp charger specs, their claims, are accurate. I'm convinced they're more likely to get 130 to 150 minutes compared to the 180 minutes that it would have taken with a stock charger. Something doesn't quite add up there.